They noticed the hat before they noticed the boy. It sat too low, too wide, like it didn't belong on a child's head. The brim was bent, chewed by sun and time, stitched back together with thread that had already lived another life. It was the kind of hat that had seen blood and didn't bother remembering it. Under it lived a boy named Quito. Or at least, that was the name his mother whispered the last morning she walked him to the road and told him to wait. She said she'd be back before the sun leaned west. The sun leaned. Then it fell. And she never returned. By nightfall, Quito learned the first truth of the streets. Waiting is a luxury the poor cannot afford. He didn't cry. Crying wasted water. He pulled the hat lower and followed the noise of the city, because noise meant people, and people meant leftovers, mistakes, opportunities. That night, the streets swallowed him whole. The streets taught faster than any classroom. Lesson 1. If you look hungry, you'll starve. If you look afraid, you'll bleed. Quito learned to walk like he belonged. Chin up. Eyes calm. Steps measured. Even when his stomach burned and his ribs counted themselves at night. By 10, he was carrying messages. By 11, packages. By 12, secrets. He learned which corners were owned, which were borrowed, and which killed without warning. He learned that men smiled before they lied, and laughed before they hurt you. The hat became his shield. When people saw it coming, they hesitated. And hesitation, on the street, was power. But power has a price. It happened behind a butcher's stall. A man grabbed him by the collar, accused him of stealing something he never touched. The crowd pulled back. Nobody interfered. Nobody ever does. Quito didn't plan it. His hand just moved. The blade went in shallow. Enough to scream. Enough to spill red onto dust. Enough to change him forever. He ran. That night, he scrubbed his hands raw in a broken basin, but the feeling stayed. Not guilt. Power. And that scared him more than anything else. Street names are earned, not chosen. After that night, people stopped calling him Quito. They called him Dust Crown, the boy with the hat who walked through chaos untouched. Jobs got bigger. Risks got sharper. He moved goods. He scouted fights. He warned crews when trouble was coming, sometimes too late on purpose. Survival doesn't leave room for saints. Yet, he never touched kids. Never robbed the weak. Never struck without reason. On the street, that made him dangerous. Every legend has a night that breaks it. A deal collapsed. Someone talked. Someone panicked. Someone fired first. The street exploded. By the time silence returned, 3 men were dead. 1 was innocent. And Quito stood there, hat crooked, heart hammering, realizing the truth too late. He was becoming what once hunted him. That night, he didn't sleep. He watched the city breathe and wondered how much blood it would take before it stopped. Leaving the street is harder than entering it. The street doesn't scream. It whispers. It promises protection. Respect. Power. Quito packed nothing. No money. No weapon. Just the hat. He walked until the city sounds faded and his thoughts got loud. For the first time in years, he felt fear, not of death, but of becoming nothing but a memory told wrong. Redemption isn't clean. It came with hunger. With beatings. With nights where the old instincts begged to come back. But Quito chose differently. He broke fights instead of starting them. He guided kids away from the corners that raised him. Some listened. Some didn't. When the street finally came looking for him, he didn't run. He stood. And this time, he won without spilling blood. Years later, a boy waits by the road. Quito kneels, places the hat gently on the child's head, and says the words no one said to him. Don't wait for someone who won't come back. Walk forward. The hat doesn't symbolize fear anymore. It symbolizes survival. The streets will tell the story wrong. They'll say the boy disappeared. That he died violent. That he became a monster. But legends don't like redemption. And the truth? The truth is quieter.